Hey everyone, in this video we will be talking about how to change your preference and taste so that you enjoy more the foods that are healthier for you, that right now taste bad but will one day taste better. So how do you change your taste? How do you start liking foods that you hate? Well, it turns out that taste buds are in fact changeable, and that's where you want to start. And I want to give you two quick stories to really illustrate this. So one time I was just really focused on my studies, and I used to just drink soda every single day. Like that was just how it was. Sprite was my favorite type of soda. But then during this huge study craze, I just locked myself in my room and I just studied because I wanted to get ahead. I really wanted to succeed in life. So I would just study. And after a while, I just got so parched, or the air was just so dry, or I just woke up from my study craze, I would realize I was really thirsty. And because my focus was still on studying, I only had time to quickly go to grab some, ice cold water. And so that's what I would do. And in that moment, when I drank it, it would not just taste like bland water, which a lot of people think is tasteless, but I really don't think that's true. I think water has its specific taste, especially when you're really thirsty. It has this like crystalline, watery taste. Like if you let it flow through your mouth, you can really get that taste of water. And so that was my number one example of how just by depriving yourself a bit, not to an unhealthy state, but to a point where your body needs it, you can have a whole other sense for something that might taste bland usually. So that what I like to call voluntary deprivation, it's really healthy in a way. It can work for a lot of things. Again, I've had this occur for a lot of things like fried chicken or burgers, whatever it is. Like when you eat it every single day, when you have that luxury, it doesn't taste good. But then when you just like cut it out for like a couple months, and you really start craving it, and you finally go just one time and just try it out one time, that fried chicken, that burger, it just tastes amazing. Now, second thing, again, the story doesn't end there. After doing this for a few months, just studying water break, one day I just like finally got a chance to relax because the tests were all done, and I decided to drink some apple juice. Now, this was the type of apple juice I drank my whole life. It was a specific brand. It came in the same specific like bottle shape, like this huge bottle. You've probably seen it. I get it at Costco's, and it's called Mott's apple juice. And they claim it's 100% natural apple juice with no sugar added. But even then, if you look at the nutrition facts, there's like 33 grams of sugar or something massive in there. The point is, for my whole life, I've drank this apple juice, and I would always prefer it to water. I would always love that ice cold taste of that apple juice, and I never considered it too sweet. I really didn't. But then that one time, after drinking water for so long, my taste buds to my tongue had adjusted, and I tried that apple juice, and it was the most sweetest, disgustingly sweet thing I'd ever tasted. It was way too sweet. And the point of my message is basically to tell you that your taste buds can change. And that's just an example, because my tongue had ratcheted down the sugar intake level to get a certain buzz. When I went back up to that level, the experience was a lot different, to the point where it was off-putting. I could literally sense the overload of sugar when before I couldn't. And I think that's a great, the reason why I'm bringing this up on this whole channel, which is a personal development channel, is because it really relates a lot to health, fitness, and exercise, which are critical pillars to your success in life, because exercise gives you more energy, it gives you more focus, more productivity, and all this other stuff, more willpower. And so the point is that you should make sure, make a point to try and adjust your taste buds. I want to conclude with a final story just to hammer the point home. So same kind of thing happened recently, and this time it wasn't with water or any of that other stuff. It was with something I always considered pretty bland: oatmeal. And we're not talking about the oatmeal you get from Quaker Oats where there's already a flavor attached, like apple flavored oatmeal, because that type of oatmeal, it comes with like this much sugar in it already that's flavored. I'm talking about the just dry big bucket of oats that you mix with water to create standard oatmeal with no sugar, no flavor added. And long story short, I'd been really getting into fitness and health, and just been researching a ton on YouTube and on the internet. And of course, oatmeal is one of those things that keeps popping up as recommended things to eat. So I first started with the sugary pre-made oatmeal, and then I transitioned to this oat stuff, and it was so tough to begin with. The flavor was just like really crappy. And to give you some background, I'm one of like the most picky eaters you can think of. My tastes have always been like very picky, and I really liked a lot of flavor and sugar and all this stuff to my food, probably just because of that's how I was. I've always been known as the guy who could eat 5 plates of food and still eat more. And everyone I met, even strangers, one of the first things they would say would be, "Where does all that food go?" And so I bring that up because I'm a really picky eater. And so I tried this oatmeal stuff, and it was just like the most bland, tasteless thing I could ever eat. And I was just thinking, I don't know if I can do this, if I could really be healthy. But I did what I like to call the nibble technique, which is something that Will Smith does as well. And it's basically, you don't try and do everything at once. You don't make these huge leaps because it's too intimidating. So you just do the next step ahead. And for me, that next step was simply, I'm not going to eat oatmeal every single day. That's too much of a leap. I'm going to eat it maybe once a week when, I got over that last attempt. And so it was a very steady, slow rate. And lo and behold, after maybe 1 or 2 months of doing this, all of a sudden that oatmeal started having a different taste to it. Rather than just being this bland thing, I really started chewing it and feeling it, and there was a specific taste to it. And I don't know what it was, but it just started tasting better. I just liked that flavor of just water and oats, and it just had like this crisp to it. It wasn't like sugar or massive flavor in your mouth, but it was like this subtle texture and taste to it. And the fact that I knew it was really healthy just made me want to eat it more. And it was just very strange, but I couldn't even describe it. But somehow my taste had changed. So that's just another example how your taste buds can change to different foods. And so in conclusion, there's 2 things that you should know. First is that taste buds can change. And then the second is that use the nibble technique. Don't get overwhelmed by trying to do too big of a transition. Like, let's say you want to go from eating fast food to eating really healthy food only, broccoli, vegetables, fruit, and that's it. That's too much of a change to do quickly or all at once, and can be too intimidating for you to even start. So just try the nibble technique. Just do the next tiny thing. For that example, it would simply mean maybe adding a little bit more fruits or vegetables to your standard meal. And then once you really have that cemented, only then do you move on. And I've used this nibble technique in all of the things I do in my life, whether it's starting a fitness routine or exercising or building a habit, and it's really worked pretty well. So I highly recommend you try that out. Let me know in the comments if you do, because it will help you commit to it. And then if you ever see any progress or results with this nibble technique, please let me know, whether it's in the comments here or the comments on my blog, and it'd be really great to hear from you. Again, if you would like a response from me, you have a higher chance if you just go on my blog, because no one comments there. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe. Peace.